Sephora Sale is here and I narrowed down my list to my top 20 favorites. So I'll be doing skincare, makeup, hair care, some fragrance, and I have a very extensive blog post that I will link below that has everything, all of my recommendations, but I really wanted to just keep this video to my top 20 and let's jump right into it. So first off, I'm going to start with skincare. My number one skincare recommendation is going to be the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair Cream. This is my absolute favorite moisturizer of all time. This is what I use basically every night. It's amazing with retinoids. It's amazing with exfoliants. It's just a great all-around night cream and it's very thick. And the big thing with this is that it feels like occlusive. So it feels like a moisturizer and then like you applied a little bit of a balm over it, but it doesn't feel like so heavy and sticky that it feels like gross when you're going to bed. But the thing that I really love about this is that it's fragrance free, it's designed for sensitive skin, and it really is going to bring down any irritation or redness in the skin and really calm and soothe the skin. So that's why it's really great to pair with actives, and it's just like the most beautiful night cream. And the entire Indigo line by Tatcha is fragrance free and designed for sensitive skin, but this to me has like been their number one standout product, and there's a reason why so many people rave about this. It's incredible no matter what kind of skin type you have. The next product that I have is my favorite first cleanser of all time that I discovered last year. I keep a mini of this. They have a 1.7 ounce size. I keep a mini of that in my travel bag because I love that it's in a tube and a flip cap. I mean, so easy. So this works amazingly well as a first cleanse. You apply it onto dry skin over your makeup, you work it in, and then it fully rinses clean. So the thing that I really love about this is also just how affordable it is. This tube is 5 ounces and it's $19.90. So on Sephora Sale, it's even cheaper. The small size is like $7.80, I think. So I just feel like when it comes to a first cleanse, like the experience is great. Again, no fragrance, so this would be good for all skin types, even the most sensitive. But I just love a really effective, affordable, convenient option because a first cleanse is not an area that I typically like to spend a lot of money. This fits the bill for me. I've repurchased it tons now, and I've gone through a ton of minis as well for travel. And now I have a Glow Recipe product that I think is actually incredibly underrated. Actually, I have a mini of this right behind me. I'll literally show you. That I keep in my travel bag, and they had an even smaller version that I had gone through that I keep in my travel drawer as well. I think it's one of the most underrated and under talked about Glow Recipe products, and I think the name scares a lot of people away who would otherwise be a great fit for this product. So it's a PHA and BHA Pore Tight Toner. So I think people see the BHA and see the Pore Tight and think this is meant for more oily, acne prone skin, and while it's great for oily and acne prone skin, this is really hydrating and plumping, and it's really more of a hydrating toner than an exfoliating toner. It has a really thick, gooey sort of texture that really plumps the skin, and it's really beautiful under makeup. And I actually just finished a bottle. You'll see it in my October empties, and the brand had actually just sent me this back up, and I would have repurchased it. I purchased that mini size, and I love this product, and I think more people should be using it and talking about it. And now I'm gonna go into a mask, and I'm not a mask person. If you've followed me on Instagram for the last little bit, you know that I never really talk about masks. I don't think that they're like really a necessary thing that you need in your skincare routine, but I participated in the Youth to People campaign for the Super Clay Mask because I was really blown away by this clay mask. It's one of the only masks that I feel like I see instant results. If I have breakouts, my skin's really irritated, my pores feel really clogged, I use this and it just has such awesome ingredients. Like one of the few clay masks that doesn't actually dry out my skin, and again, instant results and really just like taking down redness and drying up any breakouts. So really recommend this if you are acne prone. If you're not really acne prone, you probably don't need this in your life, but if you are, try it out. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about the Charlotte Tilbury Invisible UV Flawless Primer. This is an SPF 50. The price and the size make me extremely sad, but I figure if there's ever a time to talk about it, it's going to be when there's a sale. And even with the sale price, this is going to be cost prohibitive for a lot of people, but I figure I'm going to talk about it because I love it, and whoever dupes this and sells it for a third or a fourth of the price is going to be really rich. It was made in Japan, so it makes sense, but it has American filters that usually don't have as elegant of a formula as this. I don't know what's going on with my hair, so we're just gonna go with it. But this is a little bit illuminating. It doesn't look super dewy on the skin, but it gives a little bit of a glow. And the thing that's really amazing about this too is it kind of has like a little bit of a blurring effect. So while this is, you know, technically considered a primer and it looks amazing under makeup, I love this for when I just want my skin to look incredible. And it's just become my special occasion sunscreen because it's so expensive. So yeah, definitely check this out and see if it makes sense for you, but it is just, it's so good that it actually hurts. The price really hurts me, but it's sale time, so maybe treat yourself, you know. Now I'm going to pop in and do makeup. I actually have less and less skincare Sephora recommendations throughout the years, as a lot of the skincare I use isn't at Sephora, but there are obviously a lot of great skincare products at Sephora, but really just try to narrow it down to my top 5. But I will say that when it comes to makeup, pretty much all of my favorites are at Sephora. Even at Ulta, I feel like I can't always get everything I want, because really my top 2 brands, if you've been following me on Instagram for a while, are really Merit and Tower 28. Those are like my top 2. So I'm going to share some faves, and I will link some swatch videos or like try on videos from my Instagram so you can see me trying on some of the Merit stuff. I have a full face of Merit, and I also have a lipstick try on. But first up is you can see that this is faded already. This is how much I use it, and I literally have a backup right here of the Minimalistic. I wear the shade Silk, which is fair neutral. I consider my skin to be fair to fair light neutral, and I can usually wear light neutral when I'm more self-tan in the winter. But this stick is amazing as a concealer. I tend to, because I'm an esthetician, I focus so much on making my skin look its best. I don't really like to cover that up, so I like that I can just go where I need this, usually in the center of the face, you know, around my chin, or if I have a blemish I can cover that and blend it out, and it really just looks like skin. And I recommend watching my Merit try on, because I use my camera to try it on so you can really see how it blends and looks exactly like skin. And I do think this is going to be best for those with more oily skin, or if you're dry. I have a lot of followers who really love this, but they have to make sure they really prep their skin, because I do think the formula is a hair more dry. But again, I think pair it also with their new serum. That is the perfect blend, because I think the oil in that really just helps blend this beautifully into the skin. And it's been my go-to because, again, you can really wear it as like a full face foundation, or just where you need it, or just as a concealer. It's great under the eyes, it covers blemishes, it's kind of like does everything. And I'm really a minimalist when it comes to base makeup. I really want my skin to show through. I love blush and a lip product and all that stuff, but when it comes to a base, I really like to let my skin show. And this would be my number 1, you know, base product. I've been using this nonstop as my number 1 since it came out. Next up from Merit, and if you, again, follow me on Instagram, you know that I pretty much love all of their products. So just know I'm picking my like top favorites, but I really haven't met a product of theirs that I don't like. Next up, I just want to talk about their lipsticks, because I think they're incredibly wearable and versatile, and especially for like the everyday person. So the thing that I really love about the lipsticks is, well, A, the packaging is beautiful, and this is like a heavier metal component, but I think that they nailed the shades in terms of there's something for everyone. The tones just look good on every skin tone, whether you're cool or warm or neutral or olive, you know, whatever. The tones just look beautiful on everyone, and I'll see someone wearing lipstick and be like, what is that? And they'll be like, oh yeah, it's Merit this. And I'm like, oh, that looks different on me, but it's beautiful on you. It's just different. But you can really wear these sheer or build them up for a really opaque color. So I like that because like I want something easy and wearable during, you know, the week. And the thing is that these are really hydrating. I would consider these like kind of a satin to matte formula. They're not super glossy. I don't like a super glossy lipstick. I tend to prefer like an oil or a balm that's going to be more hydrating. You know when you have a really hydrating lipstick and it just melts in the bullet and it's kind of messy, and I don't want that for, you know, a lipstick. I want something that's like a little bit more stiff, a little bit more long wearing. And while I don't consider these to be the most long wearing because they're so comfortable and so hydrating, they're so easy to like pop back on. I think I own all but 3 of the colors. I wear Tiger, Cabo, I have This Is L'avenue, which is like a perfect berry brown. I love Fashion, which is like a raspberry, more pink berry. I love Slip, which is like a more warm tone nude. They just have the most beautiful colors and they're so wearable. Highly, highly recommend their lipstick formula. Next up for makeup that I cannot live without is the Tower 28 mascara. I also love the Merit mascara, which is a 2-wing formula, but this one is what I'm wearing today. It just gives the best like va va voom, and I have the most sensitive eyes. I have allergies, my eyes are always itchy. I also am prone to dry eye, and so for that reason I can't even use retinoids around my eye. They get really dry and irritated. I get like allergic conjunctivitis, and so this is totally sensitive eye approved, and it gives volume, curl length, but once it sets, it sets. My curl stays, it doesn't move, it doesn't budge, but it comes off also so easily with just water. You don't even need the cleansing balm, just removes so easily, and Tower 28 completely nailed it. So I'm obsessed, and that's one of the best launches makeup wise this year. In terms of blushes, I'm a blush junkie and I have a lot of favorites. Again, check out my blog post for all my most worn blushes this year, but I feel like, again, I have to talk about the Tower 28 because this is probably like, it's probably my most reached for formula. My favorite shade ever is Power Hour, which is like a really pretty terracotta shade that looks very sun-kissed, but it's super wearable for fall and winter as well. I also love Magic Hour, just a really nice, more warm neutral that really warms up the face, but again, it kind of goes with like any sort of lip look that you're going for. I own every shade. The first 3 I bought myself, and then the brand actually, you know, added me to PR and sent me the rest, but I wear all of them all the time. And I also recommend these a lot to blush beginners because they're just a really easy blendable formula and they're really affordable. These are $20, so definitely on the more affordable side, and still my most reached for blush formula in my entire collection. About a year ago, I became obsessed with lip liner, and I just feel like it completely changes my look. There's just so many beautiful lip liner formulas, and I just like the definition. It just really makes your lips look more full and plump and all of that, you know, without having to get filler or anything. And so I've really fallen in love with the Makeup Forever artist pencils, and these sell out all the time because Hailey Bieber's makeup artist uses them on her. She used them in a bunch of different demo videos on TikTok, I guess. And so like Wherever Walnut, Versatile Chestnut, Anywhere Caffeine, those are favorites of mine. I have a whole slew of them here. Wherever Walnut is my most worn, I would say, and that one is really just my lips but better. It's very close to my lip tone, but a little bit darker. That's this one right here. And then I also wear Versatile Chestnut, which I just bought this from Sephora, and I'm very confused because it's no longer on Sephora's site, but maybe it's just out of stock for a while or whatever. So if you see it, grab it. But this is like my favorite for berry brown, and again, I have a reel where I talk about this and do a try on, and it's what I'm wearing today. It's, if Dior Mahogany were a lip pencil, it would be Versatile Chestnut. It's just like the perfect amount of berry brown nude, really contour the lip. It looks freaking incredible with berries and browns, and even just with a clear gloss, it looks stunning. And I own some other shades too. I really, really love Total Taupe for just giving that contoured look, like kind of around the outside of the lip, very similar to the Buble like contour one, and you can just kind of smudge these. But this formula, it's dry, so it stays, but it's creamy enough that you can really blend it, and it's extremely comfortable. My biggest complaint with a lot of other lip formulas. It's either they're too creamy and they disappear, or they're so dry that they're painful to wear, and these are neither. So highly recommend. Endless Cacao, you can't go wrong with that one. Like, went viral, and it's really nice, again, for kind of defining the lips, especially if you have deeper skin tone. But yeah, I can't recommend these enough. Let's next talk about Dior Mahogany, the lip products that broke the internet. Dior sold out of these for, gosh, like a year. I feel like it's been forever. I bought these last fall, and they're some of my most used and worn products. I also own it in the Lip Maximizer formula, which is their lip plumper, but I definitely wear the balm with the oil, and I'm wearing it with the Versatile Chestnut lip liner right now. And this is just the perfect berry brown, but also like a little bit of like pink and rosiness to it too. And I've swatched a lot of other products at Sephora, and I haven't found anything to come close to this color wise. So yeah, if you can get your hands on these, they look beautiful on all skin tones. Just truly my most worn lip products in my collection, so I feel like I really had to mention them for this sale video. I'm going to mention one brush that made my top 20 list because this is my most used brush. I have one that's dirty, so when I'm washing it, I bought a second one so that I could always have one clean, because I cannot live without this brush. So since makeup has sort of shifted from more powders to creams, this is what I use to blend out cream, bronzer, and blush, and it really just kind of diffuses anything. Like, you can apply a highlighter with this as well, and it also has a smaller end, which I rarely use, but it's the perfect size to really just get product exactly where you want on your cheek, but also like fits here and up the forehead, and you can just be very precise, and it's the perfect density. It blends out everything so seamlessly. It's a very expensive brush, so definitely grab it on sale, and I'm so excited Sephora actually has this now. It's been a recent development because they didn't used to sell this brush, but it is my #1 brush. I cannot live without it. Definitely grab it if you are in the market for a new cream blush bronzer brush. I'm going to talk about fragrance now, and then I will jump into hair care, but the first thing I wanted to talk about was Fleur Missing Person. So I originally grabbed this because I really wanted to try it. I grabbed it from Sephora. I emptied it within like a week, and I knew I needed to get the full size. And right now, you can get both of these for the price of just the full size during the sale. It's probably going to sell out because it is, I don't know, I feel like it went viral on TikTok, but I feel like everything by Fleur goes viral on TikTok. I think Somebody Would is going viral right now. But this is truly just like one of those scents that feels like a missing person. You know, when that person's not there, you put on their sweatshirt and you're like, wow, this just smells like a really musky, floral, woody, lovely person. It kind of reminds me of, actually the other scent that I'm going to share with you kind of reminds me of Glossier You, in that sense that it sort of smells a little bit different on everyone, and it just smells like a person, but delicious. I really recommend checking this one out, and this is one that I reach for in, like, you know, that time of spring, or like between the end of summer and fall, and you're like, you don't really want to go to like your really warm, woody, musky scents yet, but you're not really into the beachy scents. This is kind of one of those fragrances that I use during transitional kind of periods and seasons, because it's musky, but it also has some bergamot, and it also has some jasmine, which makes it like a little bit more wearable in those like weird times of year. I really love this. I will say I wish that they had a more intense version, because I do feel like Fleur tends to lack kind of in the longevity area, but for people who are prone to headaches from fragrance, you are going to love Fleur, because their stuff, it does not like scream, I just walked into a room. It sits pretty close to the skin. I feel like I smell it sort of on my clothes. Highly recommend checking this one out, and get the mini if you're not sure. It's truly beautiful. Next up for fragrance is Dead Cool Milk. This is actually extra milk, but hear me out. I actually bought the mini of the milk size from Sephora. They don't have the extra milk, but I love that one. I still have the mini and I brought it with me to New York. So many people complimented me on what I was wearing. And again, it's really just 3 notes and it's the base of all of Dead Cool's formulas. So it's meant to be kind of as like, can be worn alone, but also can be a layering fragrance. And again, it smells like a person. It has 3 notes and I will put them here because I can't remember them off the top of my head. I want to say like musk, bergamot, something else. Anyways, it smells again like Glossier You, but a more elevated, more elegant version, and it's really incredible. And I think it's one of those kind of like universal fragrances that anyone could wear and love, and very unisex as well. So highly recommend grabbing a mini. I think minis are such a good affordable way to try, especially if you can also get it for the sale price. So I can't believe I almost left without discussing Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. This is my most worn summer fragrance. I've been wearing it now for like 5 years. Tom Ford is so expensive, but I grabbed this during the sale. It's still going strong despite how much I wear it. I douse myself in this every summer, and I have gotten so many friends addicted to it that one of my best friends actually just wore this as her wedding scent. And it's a warm like amber floral, but it also has like a little bit of a like coconut milk. It reminds me of a like kind of sunscreen scent, but extremely sophisticated. So a much more elevated version of like Bobbi Brown Beach that also has a little bit of Lang Lang in it. And I immediately put this on and I'm transported to like the south of France. I'm laying on the beach, and again, very much gives off some major yacht vibes. Extremely expensive smelling and pure luxury and summer in a bottle. It's incredible, and I get so many compliments whenever I wear this. So definitely check that one out. Even though it's fall, if you live in a warm place, you can wear this literally all year round. I wore it a ton when I lived in Dallas, so definitely recommend grabbing that one if you love like warm summery scents. Let's talk about hair products. And I picked 4 products that I thought would work wonderfully for all hair types, not just curly. Again, you can see my blog post if you want to see my specific curly hair recommendations. But first up, I have 2 Briogeo favorites that I've been using for over 5 years. I have this massive jug of the charcoal and coconut oil micro exfoliating shampoo. My husband and I are addicted to this. We cannot live without it. I started buying this way before I ever started creating content and was added to the repair list. I did purchase this and I lost track. Like I would buy one, they would send me one, I would buy one, they would send me one. And I hadn't gotten any recently, so I grabbed this when it was on sale for like $105, and then I had another 20% off, and will forever have this. I just feel like it's the only thing that really deeply cleanses my scalp. I suffer from, you know, dry scalp, and it just cools. It feels cooling and really deeply cleansing, especially because with curly hair I use a lot of hair products. So this is the only thing I feel like that has ever worked, and I cannot live without it. Again, a huge jug. This is the best hair mask I have ever used. I find a lot of curly hair masks have a lot of oils and butters in them, and my hair is, my hair gets really weighed down and starts to feel really heavy and crunchy, like it's protein overload, when I use hair masks that have a lot of like oils and butters and that sort of thing in it. This I find to be more hydrating and adds, you know, like water and hydration into my hair without the oils and butters. And again, I have friends with every type of hair type that love this hair mask. And I've just, like, when I didn't have it in my routine, my hair routine, for about 3 weeks, and I was like, I have to order this because my hair looks so much better, last longer whenever I add this back in my routine. So I use it every single time I wash my hair because I only wash once a week, and curly hair just needs that extra hydration, and this gives me exactly that. So I've repurchased this Pattern cleansing shampoo many times. It's a clarifying shampoo. If you have curly hair, you use a lot of product, you don't wash your hair that often, a clarifying shampoo is extremely important in my routine, and this one feels incredible because it has an incredible slip to it. So it really helps me, you know, comb my fingers through my hair because that's how I basically comb my hair in the shower. And it doesn't leave my hair feeling like straw, which is a very common trend with clarifying shampoos, is it really strips my hair. This feels so hydrating, and I genuinely think this would work for non-curly hair types, because if you just have like thick, unruly, sort of like coarser hair and you feel like you haven't found a clarifying shampoo that feels hydrating enough but still deeply cleansing, you have to check this out. I honestly cannot live without this, and I immediately purchased it the day that I ran out of the last bottle. This is a brand new one. Again, you'll see this in my October empties video because it's so good. So again, a hair product that I've been using over 5 years and will work for any hair type. This is the Beach Club Texture Spray by IGK, and they sell minis, which I bring with me on vacation. It just adds the most beautiful texture and volume, and it has the most intoxicating scent. I love using this with a mousse when I'm on vacation and letting my hair air dry, and it just gives like that piecey kind of beachy texture, but it doesn't have that salty or sticky kind of feel that a lot of texture sprays leave. I don't really feel like it impacts the way that my hair kind of feels. And I can even apply this throughout the week if I want to add some volume and texture to my hair, if I feel like it's just really flat depending on how the weather is. So I just feel like it's really versatile. I can use it on wet hair, I can use it on dry hair, and I do think this would be fantastic for all hair types. All right, so those are my top 20 Sephora faves. I hope this is 20. I hope I didn't miscount, but please let me know below if there's anything that surprised you or you're gonna grab. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys are most excited about in the sale, or if you're gonna shop it or if you're not, and why. Let me know below, and I will see you in the next video.